This is the VTOMAN FlashSpeed 1500 power station. The most impressive thing is how it goes from empty to full in about 1 hour, and then calmly keeps real essentials going without drama. I think of this as a portable home base for power. I reach for it when I need quiet, clean electricity for a power outage, for car camping, or for working outside where outlets do not exist. I'm not trying to replace a whole house generator. I want something I can carry, trust, and use without babysitting. That is where this fits for me. The shape and build matter more than the spec sheet once you start living with it. The body is stout and reassuring. The two chunky side handles feel like they were actually designed for human hands, not as an afterthought, which matters when a unit weighs around 41 pounds. I can lift it with one hand in a pinch, but I prefer two. The top lid hides a shallow storage box that has been surprisingly useful. My charging cables, the wall cord, a small flashlight, and a user guide live in there, so I am not hunting through bags or drawers. The flat top doubles as a quick shelf for a phone or a camera battery charger when I am on a job or at a campsite. The rubber feet keep it from sliding in the trunk and save floors from scuffs. On the back there is a large light-emitting diode bar that can throw a wide beam, which has replaced a separate lantern in my camping kit. Setup took me a few minutes because there is not much to set up. I pulled it out, connected the included alternating current wall cable, and watched the display. The screen is simple. Battery percent, input watts, output watts. That is it. I actually wish it showed an estimated time to empty or time to full, because that would remove a little math while I am juggling tasks. But the basics are clear and easy to read from across a room. The buttons and toggles are responsive, and each power group turns on with a solid click. I did not need an app or a learning curve. It just works when I press the power button. VTOMAN talks a lot about fast wall charging, and I wanted to see if it was real. I ran it to empty with a combination of a mini fridge, a box fan, and a laptop, then charged it from a standard wall outlet with a timer running on my phone. It reached a full charge in just about 1 hour. The cooling fans spin up while it is gulping that much power, and I hear a steady whoosh from a few feet away, but it is not screechy or distracting. The cabinet gets warm, not hot. After the fast charge, the fans taper down and the unit goes quiet. Output is where it either earns a spot in my gear or sits in a closet. The alternating current outlets deliver stable power. My sensitive electronics behave like they are connected to a wall outlet. No flicker. No odd noises from power bricks. The two universal serial bus Type-C ports push enough wattage to fast charge my Apple laptop while it is running video edits. The 4 universal serial bus Type-A ports keep phones, cameras, and a headlamp topped up at the same time. The 12-volt car style port has been handy for a cooler that prefers that plug. I ran a small air pump for an inflatable mattress, and it spun up normally. There is very little idle drain when nothing is connected, which matters if I leave it staged for emergency backup in the corner. My real testing started on a long weekend camping trip. I powered a mini fridge that cycles on and off, a fan for airflow at night, charged 2 phones and a tablet, and occasionally topped up camera batteries. That mix is normal for me when I am out. The battery percent ticked down slower than I expected. By late evening, I still had a healthy margin. The next day, I unfolded a 400-watt solar panel and fed the unit through the direct current solar input. In clear sun, it went from low to full in around 5 hours. Clouds stretched that out, as expected. I like that I can keep routines going off-grid without babysitting panels all day. While driving home, I used the 12-volt car cable to top it off gently. That method is slow, but it kept the battery moving in the right direction. At home, I tested the uninterruptible power supply mode with a continuous positive airway pressure machine and a wireless internet router. I set the machine to my usual nighttime setting, kept the router and a modem connected, and flipped the breaker feeding that outlet. The machine did not hiccup. The internet stayed on. The switch to battery was instant from my perspective. For anyone who relies on medical devices or just wants to keep the internet and some lights steady during short outages, that smooth handoff matters more than any chart. I also ran a simulated outage for an evening. The The power station kept the fridge cycling, the living room lamp bright, the wireless internet router and modem alive, and a laptop editing session going. I brewed a pot of coffee with a compact machine once, which pulled a big surge and dropped the battery percent faster, but the VTOMAN handled it without tripping. Heavy draw appliances are where you see the gauge move quickly. If I am running a space heater or a hair dryer, I keep it brief and planned. For tools, I used a corded drill and a small circular saw to finish a backyard project. Both started smoothly and ran as if plugged into the wall. The fan kicked up, did its job, then settled back down. One feature I did not expect to care about turned out to be reassuring. This station can act as a car jump starter with the correct cable. I bought the recommended alligator clip cable separately and practiced the steps on a friend's old sedan with supervision, using a safe test method. The unit recognized the jump mode and delivered the burst needed to start the engine. I hope I do not need that often, but on winter road trips it is real peace of mind. Charging flexibility has been the theme. Wall charging is the headline feature because 1 hour to full is a time saver. Solar charging works well within the limits of sunlight. Car charging is slow, but it is better than nothing while you drive. The combination means I can recover energy in different ways instead of being tied to one option. There are thoughtful touches that show someone used this before they built it. The top storage lid is simple, but it has saved me from forgetting cables. The dual side handles keep the weight balanced when I am loading it into the trunk or carrying it up steps. The light-emitting diode bar on the back is bright enough for camp cooking and gear sorting, with a lower setting that is perfect in a tent. There is an emergency flash pattern as well, which I tested once on a foggy morning to flag down a friend at a trailhead. The unit also supports adding another battery if I ever want more capacity for longer trips. I have not bought the expansion yet, but it is good to know there is a path to grow without replacing the base unit. There are a few things I would change. The screen is clear but basic. An estimated time to empty based on current load would help plan the evening without doing math in my head. Weight is what it is at this capacity. I can carry it, but multiple flights of stairs are a workout. During the fastest wall charging, the fans are noticeable. They are not harsh, and I would rather have good cooling than heat soak, but if I am in a quiet room I can hear them. Solar charging is very dependent on panel size and sun angle. With 400 watts in perfect sun, I saw about 5 hours to full. With smaller panels or patchy clouds, plan on a longer window. All of that said, the daily experience has been easy. I grab the VTOMAN when I want reliable power without pulling a noisy gas generator. It has handled home backup nights, car camping weekends, and backyard projects without fussy setup. The chemistry inside is lithium iron phosphate, which is why I feel comfortable cycling it often. That chemistry is known for long cycle life and stable behavior. I expect to keep this in rotation for years rather than baby it on a shelf. If you live like I do, this is a strong fit. I want a portable power station that charges fast from the wall, accepts serious solar input when I am off-grid, runs sensitive electronics cleanly, and does not require a spreadsheet to operate. I like the uninterruptible power supply mode for home use, the jump start option for road trips, and the practical design details like the storage lid and the dual handles. I would recommend it to campers, power outage planners, weekend project people, and anyone who needs a dependable, quiet source of electricity that is easier to live with than a fuel-powered generator. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the VTOMAN FlashSpeed 1500 power station. Thank you for watching.